state audits the city on a yearly basis. And during the period of time that the state auditors are in, the state audits CD especially hard because we have a separate amount of funding, so we always, as David could tell you, they pay special attention to the audit. And one of the things that they look at every year when they come in is all the RAP contracts to make sure they're all up to date. And to date, we have not had a finding with any of the situations with RAP. So I think the problem that we're facing here is the sunshine problem is the problem. There's never been a problem with the RAP audit.
But Mike, again, we need to be provided with that information. If it's a separate audit, within an audit, all we ask is that we're provided with that. It's never been offered that I can remember.
State auditors come in and sit with you guys before they leave and complete the audit every year.
That's the extra copies that you guys request. They come in and talk about.
Our office is audited by the state once a year and by HUD once a year. HUD was in this past fall, late summer. We'll be back again in August, and they always spot check all of our programs. So we are audited constantly. I supply the letters that we get returned to the administration. Matter of fact, they come to the administration. We've had clean audits the last couple of years. So, and again, I agree with you, Mr. Novak. I think that there needs to be more communication with council and the administration and our various departments. And we've talked about this before, is there needs to be an educational process here also too, because I think a lot of the rules and regulations that govern both my department and govern how we allocate money to other nonprofits needs to be discussed, so that you're aware of how it works, what the regulations are that go with it, and how the decisions are made as to who gets what money. I think there's a misconception about a lot of things as far as how we do small business loans, how we do acquisition to for housing. So there are a lot of those questions. We have housing programs like first-time home buyers program, housing rehab programs. Who qualifies for them? What are our policies to date? And what kind of policies do we have in-house versus what HUD regs are?
Right,
so
which Mike, you have expounded to us on that.
Right.
You did talk to us about that.
And I totally agree that there needs to be an ongoing thing though. We do it once and then we don't do it for 3 or 4 years until we have a crisis or we have a major issue or something's reported in the paper, then we're back to square one. I would suggest, and our CD chairman's in here, is that we set up a series of these meetings and take one issue at a time and really take our time with it. And so that I make sure that you understand. There are some people in the room, like Kate Fisher and Liz Clark, who sit in these committees and hear the arguments back and forth. And Mr. Novak, sitting on the Citizens Committee, that these are arguments that take place every year on who gets funded, why they get funded. And I think that the rest of council needs to be brought into that picture and needs to be educated. So I totally agree with what you're saying. I think there needs to be that more communication, and I think that would save a lot of the angst that we're feeling right now today.
Mr. Coe.
Thank you. Just a couple questions. You had spoke earlier of a $50,000 loan that Sunshine had received last year. Is that the only loan they received last year?
It was last year. No, I think there was a $50,000 to $25,000.
So a total of 25. Now you had said that the $50,000 went to renovations. Is that correct? Would you be able to, in the future, provide us documentation showing that?
Oh, sure.
The $25,000, where did that go to?
That was working capital.
Working capital,
Okay.
and once again, if we need, would you be able to show us?
And 10 of that, she would 10 of that has been paid back.
Okay, now with that said, Mr. Keys made reference to your references to the city, and how this money really doesn't come from the city. My question is, who gave the loan to Sunshine? Where did the loan come from?
As the city.
Where did the 50, like out of what fund did that $50,000 come out of? Or the 25,000? If it was the city that gave, out of what fund did that come through? I guess let me be more specific. Did RAP give Sunshine a loan last year?
No. I understand something in terms of what.
No, let me get that. Did RAP give Sunshine? No. The 25 nor the 50?
No.
Okay.
I
just want to make sure.
So you understand that, and I hear this misconception all the time. They say RAP does these loans. RAP doesn't approve any loan. Okay? We talk to the individual business owner. We go through their financials. We review their application.
I'm speaking about the $50,000 loan to Sunshine.
Any loan.
Okay.
RAP doesn't authorize anything. It all goes through the loan committee. It goes through the city loan committee. We don't authorize anything internally.
The city loan committee, now who's the city loan committee?
City auditor,
Board of Control.
the board, mayor, and,
So they authorized a $50,000 loan to Sunshine.
they approved the loans.
Where did and do we have any idea where that $50,000, what, it came from CD?
Came from an old CD UDAG grant. It's not actually a CD grant, it was UDAG money that is still available to use for a loan fund.
And how about the 25?
If I'm not mistaken, I think the paperwork was the same grant.
Is that the revolving loan fund money?
No, the UDAG fund, and Alex can probably speak to that, UDAG fund's money was given to the city years ago, to lend it. That was part of the old urban renewal. That money, when it came back, was not necessarily, didn't have to be paid back to the federal government. So what we did is we kept that as a loan fund. And we tend to do the loans out of UDAG fund, mostly in the downtown area, but it's used as a revolving loan fund, but it's not the CD revolving.
Under the mattress?
No, it's not in the mattress, it's reported. I mean, it's reported, it's in every one of our annual reports on what money. And believe me, every monthly statement that we do and any loans that we do and the reports, if you look at our Capers report, it does show what loans were made out of the block grant, revolving loan fund, and what loans were made out of the UDAG grant. UDAG grant is an old grant, goes back to Alex's days. Alex can talk to you about the UDAG. But yeah, so the UDAG money was money that program no longer exists. But the city had a lot of loans, money out, especially during the time of the revitalization of downtown, early 80s, with some of the properties. That money then came back and went into that fund. And we use that to do revolving loans too, so we don't have to always supplement the community development block.
Could you let us know how much is in the UDAG?
Offhand, I can tell you, but
Let me know.
yeah, we keep running to them, sure.
Mr. Flass.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Tony, I think, spending money, city money to tear down houses looks to be a failure in this situation. However, I think a bigger failure would be to continue to fund it. We spent money to start the program, spent money to get the houses, spent money to rehab the houses, spent money in some cases to rehab the houses again, I think. And to pour more money into it would be, I think, an even bigger failure. We all share the same concerns. We all have the same responsibilities from the financial side of things. And this body just wants some information. I think we all realize you're a victim of circumstance. The housing crash, the market, the city, and what has gone on. Timing's everything, and it was bad timing, and this program ran its course, and I don't think any of us are real comfortable with it anymore, the way that it sits. I don't think that that's all your fault. A lot of that was HUD, a lot of it was the state and the Fed programs, the way they were set up, and the requirements that they had. There's nothing we're going to do to change that sitting at this table. But what I do want to know is two things. One, when is the last time that Sunshine acquired a piece of property? And two, what is your plan, not just financially moving forward, but with the stock that you have?
Right. The last time that Sunshine acquired a property was back in the 2004 and 2005 when I said we were acquiring these properties to do the HDAP program that then lost the funding. That was the last time that anything was done.
Sunshine has acquired nothing since.
Sunshine is not acquiring properties, and really our approach now is we would need to get rid of properties. And
let me ask a question, because I'll
Sure.
forget if I don't ask it on that point. You had mentioned that these were low-income guidelines for people to purchase these properties. Is that with all of your properties? Or if an organization stepped forward tomorrow and said, hey, we'd like to have 20 of those, we have a plan, could you sell those?
I could sell them if they are ones that are still under the affordability period. In other words, when you get home money or you get NSP money, there's restrictions that come with those for a period of time. Okay, you have to follow those regulations for a period of time. Many of our properties are outside that affordability period, and so we have the ability to sell them, again, subject to mortgages and and those kind of things. So if that's available, yes, we can do that. Again, if it's still within the affordability period, then we've got to pass that obligation on to the buyer.
Okay.
And they have to then maintain it for that 4 day.
And how many properties total do you own, and how many fall under that affordability timeframe?
We, again, not counting the tax credit, not counting the 148 tax credits, because those are separate regulations, and that, of the sunshine rental properties, and I distinguish it that way. The sunshine rental properties, we have 87 properties.
And how many are vacant?
We have 33 that are vacant and not available to rent. We have 10 for sale, and so we have 10 that are vacant but for sale. And those are the ones that we did with the NSP, plus 3 additional ones. So we have 10 that are currently available for sale, and then we have 4 that are.
Okay, and now tell me what your plan is moving forward with
Okay.
this entire program.
Again, moving forward, again, you're right about the housing market. I mean, I took over in 2008, right, right when things crashed.
Great timing.
Great timing. And I had the houses that had previously been purchased and not rehabbed. So that was an issue. That was a major issue, plus debt on those. So it was the perfect storm at that time. Now we have those houses rehabbed. We have those houses and these others available for sale. And so we, the plan is one to be aggressive in marketing these and selling these houses. Like I said, I got 2 appointments this week to show 2 of those houses, and we're certainly hoping that we can move on those. Those will bring substantial dollars in, because again, the only thing that's owed on 2 or 3 of those properties, the only thing that's owed is the VAT taxes. And on some of the NSP properties, because we refinanced those, I'd say maybe 50% of the value might be owed.